Cause Wale, you gotta understand. I know you feel like you was a big artist, which you was. You came, you started popping in the 2010s. You came out of a big class, but you the only one who didn't last in your class. In the 2010 era, like it was the Big Seans, the Kendrick Lamars, the J. Coles, you, the Waka Flockas, and all of that. You the only one who didn't manage to stay relevant. I guarantee Kai know everybody who I just named. He know who Waka Flocka is. He know J. Cole. He know Big Sean. He know who else came in the 2010. Y'all know everybody who came in the 2010. He know all the artists. But your problem is, Wale, you didn't never stay relevant. It ain't just about falling off or what happened to Wale. You didn't keep yourself relevant. You have an attitude problem. You're not a people person. You ain't no people person. Yeah, so you didn't manage to stay relevant in the people's eyes on social media, on IG, on this platform, doing interviews, going viral. You never did that. You ain't got no sense of humor. Like you be acting too tough. Like you got a chip on your shoulder. Like nigga owe you something. We don't owe you nothing, man. Didn't when you drop all your songs? Didn't we support it? Didn't we make sure it go up? When you was hot, we made sure the promoters booked you. When you got warm and cold, we stopped fucking with you. You didn't, you ain't no people person. So if he was 9 years old, 7 years old, 8 years old, 9 years old, and you didn't never really make no big top tier hit records, let me remind you, Wale, you don't have no top 10 songs in the Billboard. You never went #1 on the Billboard. The highest song you ever charted was you was featured on Waka Flocka song, No Hands. So you don't have no in a club. You don't have no baller. You don't have them records that just took over the summer. You had the biggest record of the summer. You don't have that now. And then all the songs you got on the Billboard, you got like 20 plus songs. You always had a feature. If it was your song, feature. If it was you was on somebody else's song, feature. You never really stood on your own.
Unsplash when I say Wale ain't never stood on his own as an artist when it come to hit records. He always needed a hook, a feature from somebody. Yeah, Future, he ain't need no hook from people and features. He came out with Tony Montana, Never End, Shit, all these hit records, Migo, Bando, Versace, all the other ones they got. Yang Yang Twins. They had all these hits, no hook, no feature from nobody. Rick Ross came out with Hustling. And the other songs he got, no hook. Meek Mill got Dreams and Nightmares. And shit like that. I mean, everybody. 50 got his hits. But when it comes to Wale, it don't work that way. You got all these R&B singers. They done stood on their own. Wale never had a song, and it's the biggest song of the summer, or one of the ones, and it's just him on the whole song. He needed Rick Ross, Meek Mill, Drake, Kid Cudi. Wale, you see the big difference. They was calling you 2010 through 2016. Your phone stopped ringing. They don't need Wale no more for no features. Wale ain't gonna help sell a song no more. Cause it's over. It's over.
So man, you didn't keep yourself relevant like Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg took off 1990, 1991. Ain't nothing but a G thing. And who he right beside Snoop? He wasn't even born, wasn't even thought of. And he know who Snoop Dogg is. Because guess what? Not because just Snoop Dogg keep dropping the biggest songs of the year. No, because Snoop Dogg keep himself relevant. You don't do that. You go in your shell, then pop back out at the awards and shit like that. Expect everybody to kiss your feet and bow down. You know who he is. We're gonna get mad, try to check somebody because they don't know who you is. Like you be keeping yourself relevant. Like you funny. You don't make us laugh. You don't do no skits. You don't do no 20 verse ones. You don't come on academics. You don't come on say cheese. You don't, yeah. You don't be in relationships and it be all over the blogs and you be cheating and shit like that. Yeah. You don't be having no drama. You don't be getting locked up. You don't be, yeah, with the rappers. So nigga don't know who you is. You one of them artists like you had to be there to know. If you wasn't there, you ain't gonna know. If you wasn't around 2010, 2011, 12, 13, 2014, 20, yeah, you ain't gonna know. Cause you got left in them years. You didn't graduate. We know who you is. But the youngest, they don't know. You gotta be mad at yourself. You gave up. You stopped trying. You didn't know how to keep yourself relevant.